Hi, are you looking for that meal to stretch your hamburger and make it feed a few more people, make it stretch your budget? I have just the answer for you. Now, first of all, I know meatloaf has gotten a really bad rep, but that's from people that add milk to it, add water to it, forget that there's such a thing called spices. So, let me show you my answer, because my meatloaf, people tell me it's the bomb. I've never had anybody that didn't like my meatloaf. And the next day after you cook it and then you let it cool and then you make other things with it, it's even better, like sandwiches, grilled sandwiches. That's the thing with my meatloaf. So here we go. We are gonna arrange this so you can see. Ooh, look at that first try. There is truly a miracle. God stepped into my video. No blasphemy intended. So first of all, you know me and my gloves, can't stand things below my fingernails. I'm starting off, now my hamburger was frozen, and me being me, see the little zippy? It was inside a big zippy. That way, saves it from frostbite, and if I only want one package, I can pull one out. If I want everything out of it, I can use that too. But me, I already used one package out of here, I don't know, a while back, a couple weeks ago. Now I'm going to use the others. I leave the juice. I'm going to drop that in the sink for now. That's one pack. These are 1 pound packages. I drop them in a ball. I weigh them. I have a kitchen scale. Then I flatten them out so they freeze nice and even. And then I date my package so that I know when they got frozen. Okay. There's my 2nd pound, all right? So, I'm going to take my glove off now because there's no way to do this without. Now, if you can't break an egg right into the bowl comfortably, grab a cup, a bowl, a small bowl, something else to break your eggs into it. I'm okay doing this though. So, my recipe varies a little bit every time. Really depends on the fat content of the hamburger. I can't deny that I don't remember exactly the fat content of this hamburger. I believe it's 85. I forgot my towel. I'm always wiping my hands, so I'll just grab a couple paper towels. We're going to start off with 4 eggs. And I like using minced onion. I really do. Okay. That is chopped onion. A handful. Okay, you can use fresh onion too. It's going to give you a really potent flavor. It's going to not be a uniform size, and you're going to have a lot of people that won't eat meatloaf because the onion slices were too big. That was a little forkful of garlic. Okay, so everyone that has watched anything that I cook when it comes to dishes knows that I really like tagine. Nice round flavor. That's a good little over half a tablespoon. So I'm going to put them back here once I've used them. Adding a few good grains of salt because none of my spices have salt in them, okay? There's my pepper grinder. Now black pepper, you may not know, is not digestible. It's just there for flavor. Red pepper is digestible. Okay? Now if you use a salt grinder like this, remember, if you set that on the counter, anything that's on the counter gets on it. That's what I was doing. There was something on the bottom of my salt shaker that got on my egg. I saw it and pulled it right off. So here we go. Italian seasoning. That's a good tablespoon or so and a half. We like Italian seasoning. We'll add some more. Okay, so here's a little surprise. Again, spices make meatloaf. Cover the top of this with chili powder. Those can go up there. There's no room up on my little shelf for my minced garlic. Now I've got some barbecue sauce. I do use homemade a lot. There's a bottle. It was pretty much empty. Do not see. I thought I had. Oh, there it is. Here we go. I do have some homemade barbecue sauce. So I'm going to add that in. Now this has onions already in it. It's already got my spices in it. You can see a definite color difference there in the homemade and the store-bought. Guarantee it's good though. Now if you're thinking, oh, I put a lot of liquids on there, that's why you're going to want that. Now, Worcestershire sauce. Like I said, some people use milk. I use Worcestershire sauce. Okay? Believe me, it's not going to be so spicy that you can't eat it. I'm going to add a little bit more store-bought. A bottle that's already open. And we're going to follow up with big blurb of ketchup. No other way to describe that. So, let me put my other glove back on. I just don't like getting my containers dirty, and I will wash them. There's no nice way to do this. You could do it with a spatula. You could do this with your mixer. But I guarantee you, doing this with gloves on and your hands, you really feel the texture that you're going for, okay? You really want to blend it well, because the better you blend this, the better your spices are going to get into it, and you're not going to have like one bite super good and one bite kind of okay? You can smell this. Well, you can't smell it, but I can. Oops, my glove just kind of took a south side turn on me there. I don't want any big knots in this. Okay. You can see this is really soupy. Now I still might add more liquid to this after I add my oatmeal. Now I use oatmeal instead of crackers because of uniformity. There's nothing worse than biting into something like meatloaf and getting a great big old chunk of cracker, okay? The way to avoid that if you're using crackers is to put them in a Ziploc bag. Take this off. Put them in a Ziploc bag and use a rolling pin on them. That works every time. However, I have oatmeal available, so I'm using oatmeal. I also have new gloves available. So, might have to hit pause and get a new pair of gloves out from the looks of it. Now, I don't leave my oatmeal in the container it comes in. I put it in a bag. I put most of my dry stuff in a bag. I put my noodles in a bag, any type of pasta, any type of like oatmeal, rice, if I use dry potato flakes. Okay, so I'm going to start with Let's say 3 handfuls, okay? Put that in the back. Take a drink of coffee. Coffee makes the world go round, you know? Take my little bracelet off. It feels like it's going to get in a mess. So. Now I'm doing the same thing. I'm mixing this by hand simply because you can tell the texture. You can tell if it's too dry. You can tell if it's too wet when you mix it by hand. If you mix this with a mixer, you're kind of leaving it to your sight, not your feel. That's one of the tricks of a good cook. Okay? So this is starting to feel right. And I know that that looks like a lot of oatmeal, but it's not. I have a good texture. I do have it really moist. However, oatmeal is going to expand with the moisture. So I'm thinking I might add 1 more egg and a little more Worcestershire. So I'm going to take this glove off for a minute, but I'm going to put it right back on. That's why I take my gloves off the way I do. So, add another egg. Oatmeal's going to pick up all this moisture because it expands. Okay. Now I don't want this to smell too much like Worcestershire or barbecue. I want it to have a good all-around flavor. So I'm going to add a little more spice to it. And you would think chili powder and barbecue sauce together. Who would think of that? Well, believe it or not, it's actually a really good mix. And then when you add chili powder and Italian seasoning, again, that Italian seasoning gets in there really nicely. And I just realized I need to pull out my parsley. So let me hit pause a second. Okay, so I'm back. So first of all, my parsley. Now, I'll show you the right way to use it with the shaker. This is a nice green, nice little flake. I'm going to add a little bit of basil to it. Just changes the flavor a little. And most people would be surprised at this one. Chitlin seasoning. I know, what's a white girl from the north doing knowing about chitlin seasoning? So, it tangs it up real nicely, just a little sprinkle right across it. Put my glove right back on, maybe. Yeah, there we go. And let's stir it up some more and hope we get that texture we're looking for. Now, you're thinking, this is going to be some lousy oatmeal. It's not going to taste good. It's going to have a great texture. This is going to be a video that's going to have a follow-up, okay? See how moist that is? That's the perfect texture for meatloaf because that oatmeal is going to take care of that. It's not going to fall apart. You can tell that's going to form into my little loaf just perfectly. So, let me grab my pan and show you what I do with my pan. Let me set this aside. Take my gloves back off. Okay. Anything on the bottom of my pan when it goes into my oven, so wipe that down. That's just a square glass pan. So first of all, It's about the same size, but I want it to be tall. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of foil. Okay, my video stopped on me again. Let's show you where it left off. We pulled the gloves off. We got the meatloaf right there. We need more aluminum right here to get it to form the way we want it to. Okay? Now, that might look crazy to you. Let me show you a close-up. Okay, see how that is? And if you fold that over, that's a square pan, but I'm keeping it from being square with parchment paper and aluminum foil. And I know that I don't have long on this video for whatever reason. My camera's acting up today. So, I will follow up with another video, but this is going to be baked at 350. I'm going to start off with an hour, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. Now, if you need to cut into your meatloaf right in the centers where you want to cut, to check and see if it's done. If it's pink, keep cooking. Cut it all the way through, separate the sides a little, and keep cooking. That's fine. Nobody's going to fault you because when you served meatloaf, it was cut in the center, okay? Again, I really appreciate you following me. I really appreciate you subscribing. I am liking, commenting on my videos. I'm sorry about all the mess-ups today. My name is Janet McHugh. My website is janetmchugh.com. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and Pinterest. And I will follow up with a video that shows this meatloaf when it is pulled out of the oven. But right now my oven is preheating, and all we do is put it on the center rack. So have a great and blessed day. I hope to see you again really soon with the follow-up video. Thank you very much. God bless.